Shalom and welcome to GMS. I'm sorry, welcome to Elders of GMS. I'm sorry, welcome to Elders of GMS. I was thinking about GMS in transit. You do so many different shows and different names. But again, I'll say shalom and welcome to Elders of GMS, giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Today's topic is entitled Babylon, Old and New. Now we're going to go into, we got two Bible dictionaries, the Zandervan Bible Dictionary, and we also have the, what's the name of the other one? The Harper's Bible Dictionary, which I think that's the 85 version, all right? They got the newer version, but they took a lot of stuff out. And I went on, somebody had went on eBay, I think I went on eBay or whatever, and what happened was we had ordered a book couple years back and we got it, you know. So basically the first thing I want to go into is these two dictionaries. Because if you figured you're going to figure out the Bible by just reading the Bible yourself and going into these dictionaries and this information that the school system give you, or these textbooks or these Bible dictionaries that the so-called white man publishes, you're not going to get the truth that way, because this devil doesn't have the truth. And the truth that he does have, he's not going to give it to you. The understanding that he does have that is true, he's not going to give it to you. And we're going to show you that, all right? All right, go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. So basically you need a teacher to teach you, and that teacher has to be sent of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Okay, so let's go right into the Zandervan Dictionary, and I believe you looked up the word Babel and Babylon. Okay, go ahead.
This is Babel, Tower of. It says an expression is not found in the Old Testament, but used popularly for the structure built in the plain of Shinar, as the story is told in Genesis 11, 1-9. Babylon, Greek form of Babel, name of city and country of which it was the capital, which the name Babel means confusion, from the Hebrew word babal. It says, first mentioned in Genesis 10:10. Hammurabi became ruler in 18th century, reached height of power under Nebuchadnezzar II, 605 to 562 BC, conquered by Cyrus of Persia, 539 BC, often mentioned in prophecy. Isaiah 13:1. In verse,
what is mentioned? Which word is the key word? Babylon.
Babylon. It says Babylon. It says conquered by Cyrus.
Read the part of Isaiah.
Okay, it says conquered by Cyrus of Persia, 539 BC, often mentioned in prophecy. Isaiah 13:1, 19, 14 and 20, 22, 21, 46 and 47. Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 51.
Yeah, it is mentioned in prophecy, but when you go to Isaiah and Jeremiah, it's twofold. When you read it, face value, it is talking about ancient Babylon being destroyed, but it's twofold. It's prophetic. It's talking about another Babylon. That's why you can't read this book like you read a textbook. The word of the Most High is a spiritual book. There's history in the book, but there's history, there's prophecy, so you just can't read it like a textbook or like a history book. That's why people can't get it.
Right. So it says famous for hanging gardens, temples, palace, Ruins remain in New Testament, the symbol of opposition to the Most High. 1 Peter 5 and 13, Revelation 14 and 8. Although remaining as an inhabited site, Babylon declined still further in importance under the Parthians circa 125 BC, and was last mentioned on a Babylonian clay tablet dated about 10 BC. At the present time, the Baghdad to Basora railway line passes within a few yards of the mount that was once the most splendid city of the world. And now, basically, now what they're saying nowadays is that, you know, these so-called scholars and so-called teachers among Esau, they're saying that Babylon is a philosophy. It's not an actual place, but it's talking about an actual place. But you know, the teachings get progressively worse, because the closer we get to the end, the more these devils got to lie to hide the truth. This is
the elite know everything that we're saying. The elite know, whether they figured it out for themselves or whether they listen to us or other men in Israelites, and you know, put these facts together and went and researched and dug up certain things through their archaeologists and so forth. They know that America is Babylon the Great, and they know that they're Edomites, you know.
All right, now this is in the Harper's Bible Dictionary under Babel. It says the Hebrew name for Babylon, it was the site of the episode in Genesis 11, 1-9, which recounts the origin of separate languages. Once humankind spoke one language, but when people settled in Shinar, understood by most modern scholars as Sumer, they purposed to make bricks and building materials and built a city and tower with its top in the heavens, and make a name for themselves, lest they be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Genesis 11 and 4. The Most High, beholding this, concluded that with a single common language humankind could do anything it wished. So he confounded human speech, creating linguistic havoc and scattering the people over the earth. The story is thus perhaps of a variant on the spread of nations recounted in Genesis the 10th chapter. And basically that's what you have here in America. The modern day Babylon, or Babylon the Great, is a conglomeration of all different types of nations speaking different languages, you know, and all different types of confusion. That's why it's called Babylon the Great, because it's the biggest, America is the biggest confusion or confused state in the world. That's why they call it the melting pot, because it mimics ancient Babylon in that sense. All right. So it says the story nearly divides into two parts. Verses 1-4 recounts the proposal of the builders, the counter purpose of deity throughout. Let me just skip down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just skip down to the next one. It says it says Babylon, from Akkadian, the gate of the god, which that's not what it means. The Akkadian name of the Mesopotamian city in the Hebrew Bible, Babylon, Hebrew Babal, they got Bavel, but it's Babal, refers both to Babylonia and Babylon, the region and its capital. Babylon covered over 2,000 acres, making it one of the largest ancient Mesopotamian sites. It is located along the Euphrates River in the area where it most closely approaches the Tigris River, in what is now Iraq. Its location at the northern end of the Euphrates floodplain gave Babylon potential control of major trade routes. The German archaeologist Robert Koldewey conducted excavations at Babylon between 1899 and 1917. The Iraq Directorate General of Antiquities began further excavation and restoration in 1958.
Right, they said Director of Antiquities, right? That the Antiquities means ancient. Antique means ancient, old. And archaeology means the study of old, talking about old civilizations. Another thing that they the U.S. The 4 branches or the 5 branches of the U.S. military teaches the soldiers, they condition the soldiers in their mind to think that they're destroying the new Babylon. They think that Iraq, Baghdad, taking down Saddam Hussein. He was a new king of Babylon. And they'll go into the scriptures and show you that's the king of Babylon and all that.